Build it.
Build it.
Build it.
Build it.
Build it.
Build it.
Hey Launch Snowco, we're here with another Entrepreneur Spotlight. Today I'm sitting with Vortic Watches and I'm super excited. These guys are amazing. They moved here just over 4 months ago collectively to start this business. We met them about 3 months ago and they're off like a rocket ship. RT, Tyler, welcome to Launch Snowco. Welcome to this segment and welcome to Fort Collins. You guys are killing
Thanks,
it.
Chris. Yeah, thanks.
So you got a job or something, but you guys are from Pennsylvania. Why and what was the motivation to move to Fort Collins to start this business?
Yeah, Chris, so I actually came out here for work a little bit earlier, and as part of my job, I got to explore the area a little bit. Started really enjoying myself, invited Tyler to come out and see the area. When he's out here, he said, man, this would be a great place to run a business. So, he decided to move out, and we're living together and running this business
And
now.
you guys met at Penn State?
Yeah, went to school at Penn State.
So you graduated Penn State when?
In May.
In May. Okay, so just recently.
Yep.
And were you business students, or what would you major in?
I was an engineer, and
I was a math major.
yeah.
Math
So
major, okay.
we actually met when we were working together for a painting business.
Okay, so why watches, and then what about Vortic watches has got everybody so excited? Like, what's the mission? What's the vision? I mean, what are you guys doing?
Well, I think we're really preserving a piece of American manufacturing history. People don't really know that the U.S. used to make watches. When you think watch, you think Swiss.
Right.
But truly, America has a rich history of watchmaking, and we really think we bring a very authentic message. We try and make almost everything in the U.S. The watches were made by hand in the U.S. We hand make all of our leather bands right here in northern Colorado. Our cases are made by a U.S. company, and the little small parts are made by some other Colorado companies as well.
And so when you say America's, kind of industrial revolution, which we all know as what built America, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which was way back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Is that era that you're trying to not only remind us of, but also refresh? Because that's where watches, specifically there was 3 brands that pretty much dominated it. What were they?
Right, they were the Elgin National Watch Company from Illinois,
Yep.
the Waltham Watch Company from Massachusetts, and the Hamilton Watch Company from Lancaster, PA.
Right. A lot of people know Hamilton. They may not know the other 2.
Right, so this is that time when the U.S. was moving west, building the railroad, really expanding and becoming mobile, not just going west, but being able to go west and east. And pocket watches, they were made for the railroad. They were made for these people that if you drove across the country, you didn't know what time it was anymore. There wasn't a good way to just keep time in your pocket mobily. So
Well, now there's no way to not keep track of everything in your life. So what's interesting is in the era of everyone talking about auto-driving cars and smartwatches, you guys sold out 4 times your Kickstarter goal.
Yes, sir.
When you were like a month in town. And so why do you think that is? I mean, you're selling essentially, a not smart watch. You're selling something very traditional. It's actually got a lot of these 3 movements that are 100 years old that you're repurposing, right?
Right.
So why do you think? Why is that interesting to guys that are Gen Z? I mean, you aren't you the tech, the digital native? Like, why? That's what's fascinating to me is that you guys are doing something that is so grounded, and yet you're not supposed to be, right? You're supposed to be the ones who are like telling us how to work which screen we're on.
Right. So first of all, Chris, I mean, watches are big right now with men because honestly, it's one of the only pieces of jewelry that we own.
Right.
And so men are willing to spend a little bit more to have a really nice watch. And so we hit on a lot of really hot topics like American made and made by hand and really this kind of historical, aspect that, a lot of people love right now, going back to the history of America and really getting back to our roots and building things right here in Colorado. And so, that's what
I think a lot of people would admit that, in some ways, without wanting to sound negative or skeptical, that they think America's kind of lost its way. Right, and I think what's inspiring to me about you guys is, here we have some 20-somethings that are not that are really grounded in this, and that that are going to be the ones that hopefully make sure we don't lose our way or that we recover from whatever we have lost. So I think it's a really poetic kind of business. And again, why? So other than moving here, so you said I love it here. Let's go build the business here. I mean, that's a big decision. You ripped up your whatever network you had. You didn't really know anybody out here except for each other, right? Mm-hmm. How did you get this thing going? I mean, how did you go from 0 to 4 months later, raising around, selling out a Kickstarter campaign, and now being the talk of the town?
So, I mean, right away in Fort Collins, we were very, very welcomed. Everybody's so nice. It seems like people just want to connect you with everybody that they know. As soon as they see some kind of connection, they have 5 names for you you got to meet this guy, including yourself. We were lucky enough to present at 1 Million Cups in the NOCO North 1 Million Cups, and got a great reception, ton of good feedback that really kind of told us that we can do it.
You sold some watches without even trying.
Right.
Yeah.
So we presented it
as far south as Denver, and you got an investor out of it.
Yeah, and we're in at the Innisphere now, the Rocky Mountain Innisphere, and we've been able to meet a bunch of guys in there. They're willing to knock on the door and say, hey, I like this, hey, I don't like that, I think you can do this, or I can help you with this, and it's just been kind of a community that we didn't even really have in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, well, I think one of the things that you guys have brought to the Launch NOCO community, and specifically the Fort Collins ecosystem, is an energized startup that is tangible. It really makes sense. Sure, you're selling a tangible product, but the reality is that the revenue model, the pricing model, the cost model, the quality of craftsmanship, you're speaking to things that a lot of startups don't, right? They want to, but they don't necessarily have it. And so I think that's why you've been received warmly, and I think more of the same is going to happen, because I know this community, and I know what this community does is when they see something that's going somewhere fast, they all throw gas on it. And so again, it's great to have you in town, and anything that we can do at Launch NOCO, anything, well, let's keep doing it, right? And let's keep building this thing. It's great. Thanks for coming.